This game is permanently trash. Wow. Alice Glass. Oh god. Oh my god. Are you guys ready for an essay? Okay, I gotta sip some water. This is gonna be a long one. They joined 7 hours ago. They joined the forum just to make this post, bro. They joined the forum just to be like, I need to tell everyone that this game is permanently trash. This game is forever going to remain a mystery to me. I played Overwatch off and on since the release of the game, played competitive from day one, was around for Winston stacking, Season 1's horrible rank system, got Grandmaster on my original account, even played on 2 other accounts which I got high rank before I stopped playing. Stopped playing mostly, but came back every now and then to try it again, but it never felt right. I came back for Overwatch 2 when it came out and gave it another go. Thought I'd put in effort to try and get high ranked on this game too. I couldn't make that happen, so I stopped playing right after Season 2. I've just come back into this game and it still boggles my mind how this game has so much potential, that's so fun to play at times, can still be so crushingly horrible and unrewarding to play. How does a company spend so much time and effort to make a character so ludicrously broken on release like Mauga? A champ, hero League of Legends player detected. A champ where tank players will get into rank matches and handshake in all chat to not play him whatsoever because they considered it bad manners. Even before him, the game released with Sojourn, with an ult that reminded me of a steroid letting you one-shot majority of players on enemy team, with little to no counterplay possible, with barely a second cooldown between shots. It is unreal to me that you are seemingly more likely to get banned in League of Legends for flaming than this game, which records your mic input to detect toxic behavior. In a game where people can AFK from the start of a game, and you will get zero feedback as to whether they were punished or not. Pair it all up with a rank system where winning and losing means nothing, potentially for hours, as you wait to get 5 wins to see if you even changed. Tonight makes the 4th set of wins I've had in a row where upon winning my 5 games with a positive win rate, I have not shifted in rank whatsoever. I will inevitably come back to this game again, maybe another 18 months, when I forget just how horrible this game feels to play. I have no doubt that in that time, nothing will have changed. I pray for even a single-song competitor to come into competition with this game, because when it does, this horrible experience will finally be dead forever. Yes, I'm venting. Yes, I'm angry. If you didn't read everything, that's fine. The game was the instant giant when it came out. Now it costs $20 for a skin I had 3 years ago. Thanks for reading. Yeah, this is just like a cacophony of rants mashed into one. We'll have to try and break it down piece by piece. Basically, they're like, oh, the game has so much potential, but it doesn't fulfill it. Which is accurate, which is a fair criticism. It is a game with a lot of potential. It is a game that has not fulfilled what it could do. The Mauga release was scuffed, yes. Mauga was too strong. Was not fun when they launched him in the comp. I stopped playing. I mean, I was already going to go on a break, but I stopped playing tank, even though I was enjoying tank because of Mauga. Sojourn was OP. This is true. This part also potentially true. I don't know how likely you are to get banned in League of Legends or not, so I can't comment on that. But it does seem like... I think recently they've ramped up how many people are getting punished, or at least I've seen a lot more reports of, hey, your report was actioned upon. That being said, definitely for a while, the reports were not doing a lot. And people, despite saying all kinds of horrible shit in voice chat, which is supposed to be detected, didn't seem to do much. So fair complaint. The rank system where winning or losing means nothing, also fair complaint. So to be honest, this person's complaints are largely fair. They've just phrased it in the most ranty, angry, baby rage way. It's funny to me that they were angry for quite a significant amount of time and never stopped. Because remember, they had to go to the forums, create a new account, make their account Alice Glass, okay, make password, okay, recovery email, okay, head into the forums for the first time, presumably, make a post, write out an absolute essay, and they held on to that anger for the entire time. They were clutching on to the rage. Like, also, the $20 for a skin is like a cheap dig, especially considering they're coming from League of Legends, where it's much worse. Like, League of Legends is much worse, where you have to pay for the champions an exorbitant amount, and the skins an exorbitant amount, so... that part was just a cheap dig. This is like, I think this is like just one of those things where when you want people to be angry at Overwatch, just throw in some vague reference to pay for skins when game was paid for 6 years ago, 7 years ago. This game has so much potential that's so fun to play at times, and it isn't permanently trash, but I get you. The potential is there, I just need to find a way to realize it. Who has more money to spend, the adults who work for a living or the kiddies who have to pay with their parents' credit cards? Which one is morally acceptable? What? Okay, let me read this back and forth. Nerf headshots, which again, it's like anyone who's like tag is like Nerf headshots is like already a bit sus, right? The target audience being Fortnite, COD, League of Legends players because money sounds predatory. What? What? It's predatory to make money, guys? And also, this guy was a League of Legends player too, so you're just shitting on them too, apparently. Lol, $20 skins actually do something, new effects, emotes, etc. So do some of the $20 Overwatch skins. And also, again, there's like 500 champions to buy for ridiculous amounts of money, so I don't know where we're going with this. I don't think anyone can reasonably, like, as someone who has tried League of Legends, there's no person who could reasonably come in good faith and argue that League of Legends is a fairer monetization system than Overwatch. That's just absolute BS nonsense. So you'd rather they pander to the old school who spend no money? Who has more money to spend? The adults who work for a living or the kiddies who have to ask their parents for credit cards? Which one is more morally acceptable? This is so weird. Why do people get on this weird moral crusade about monetization? Like, because they're not really saying that, like, their argument is never, I'm okay with some monetization and microtransactions, but we've gone too far. Their argument is never that. Their argument is always like, herder, I paid $60 for Overwatch one time, and now they're predatory for charging for a skin. You're playing into an old theory. Kids with mom's credit cards are a rare occurrence. It doesn't matter who you think has the most money. It's what they deem that worthy to spend on. I earn, but I also have a ton of expenses, so I don't deem Overwatch more than a battle pass a season. It isn't predatory. The tag is thrown around by older players who don't like that things cost now. Yo, small package bringing the heat. I think I remember small package having some heat before as well. This is the one forum poster who has sense. If it was the case that every shop on the high street would be in the same boat. Predatory is games having mechanics to subtly push people to gamble, spend money for a chance to earn things. Which was loot boxes, which is what the Overwatch 1 people always forget. I think this guy got cooked. Let's see if they respond. Yeah, but the recent inflation prices and lowered quality of games, but that's modern gaming. Has the respect for the hobby really drastically lowered this much that we allow such abusive relationships between companies and players so openly? When the term live service is so common that we forget their purpose is also to say within the terminology of serving the players. What are these excused as if there aren't children who use digital currency so much that their parents these days give that out as allowance now? Just what? What? What is this guy on about? Like, what? This is like unhinged. Like, this is what you would expect from like someone who's like a QAnon conspiracy theory, MAGA, storm the Capitol level. Like, definitely sounds very American and sounds very like unhinged. Like, it's not a conspiracy, my guy. It's like, I just hate when people turn like society changing into like the world is fucked and morality has gone down the fucking drain, right? It's like, oh no, parents give their children Fortnite money as an allowance? Society is on the brink of collapse. Like, hell's doors are about to open and swallow us all up whole. Because instead of giving them 15 cents to sweep a chimney, they gave them $5 in V-Bucks for a week's allowance or whatever. Like, come on, my absolute moronic guy in Christ. Has the respect for the hobby really drastically lowered that we allow such abusive relationships? My guy, you're in the fucking forums of this game. I never understand these people. I never, ever, ever understand these people who are like, it is morally corrupt to play Overwatch. And they're in the fucking forums every day making... How many posts does this guy have? How many posts does this guy have? 6,000 posts. 6,000 posts, guys. I want to check something. I want to go to my Twitter. How many tweets have I ever made? I think Twitter is my job. Basically, the point I'm trying to make is, I think Twitter is like a part of my platform for my job. And I don't think I've ever tweeted as many tweets in like 6 years as this guy has posted in the forums, while presumably not being their job to post on the forums. Like, if you just hate this game so much, just stop playing. The genuine easiest thing to do, if you think that it's morally corrupt, just stop playing Overwatch, stop posting about Overwatch in the forums, and go play everything else. It's better for your... I've tweeted 3,279 times. So there you go, guys. We've got the facts. So yeah, in the 5 or so years, maybe 4 to 5 years I've been an Overwatch creator, I had tweeted half as many times as this guy has posted in the forums. That's context for how fucking no life this guy is about Overwatch, while claiming that it's the cesspool of humanity. What? This guy's talking about job wages literally requiring twice the amount of pay for a decent living. This guy thinks that buying a skin in Overwatch is like comparable to, I don't know, needing to buy food or something. Like he's like, jobs are inflating, like wages are in inflation, job security is down, unemployment is up, housing crisis, and you're gonna charge me $20 for a Hanzo skin? This is where I draw the line. Like, what? Bro, firstly, it's free to play now, which means that if you are struggling financially, you can play. And you don't have to buy the skins! How many times I gotta tell people you don't have to buy the fucking skins if you don't want to, if you think they're too expensive. You don't have to buy them. They're optional cosmetics. So this guy is replying to, if I saw a kid like buy the, he was like, they're giving allowances as V-Bucks now, the world is ending. He doesn't teach them the moral lesson and worth of $1. My guy, the worth of $1. I told you he was American. I called it, because you Yanks, you guys have a certain way of like blowing things out of proportion that is just like like singular to you worldwide. I'd love to see a kid invested in something. No shot. No shot. Are we on the fucking invest your money in stocks, you 6-year-old child? There's no way. There is no fucking way we've come to this level of argument that this kid, instead of buying candy or a Fortnite battle pass, should be buying fucking stocks, should be trading on the stock market. Firstly, they can't, my guy. They can't. Invest it or learn to save the money for things they can get, only to glow proudly when they do purchase things that they need instead of want. Oh my god, I hope this person is sterilized and is never allowed a child, because that child will be like the most miserable abused child in the history of like parental upbringing, where their child will be like, Father, may I purchase one lollipop? No, you fucking twat! Invest it in fucking Wall Street bets, you chump moron! You should not buy lollipop, which will give you temporary pleasure and it's what you want. What you should buy is the braces I refuse to buy you, because you should earn it for yourself. That's what you need. I'm not gonna give you desires. If you can't buy yourself the bread out of the $1 a week that I give you, then you deserve to die. That's how I see it. And don't you dare think about buying a skin or watch, because that's exploitative, that's predatory, and that's where society has gone to shit. In what way does a swipe of a card show them how to handle their money well enough to teach them the wisdom of smart spending? He's just mad that the digital currency exists. He's mad that credit cards and debit cards exist. What? He's just mad that debit cards exist? He thinks that like having notes is the only way someone can understand the value of money. An allowance is given for a child to spend prematurely and eventually understand the ramifications of spending too much too often or on silly things to eventually become a mature spender. With digital goods, there is no selling accounts, there's no trading back and forth, there's no savings involved. What is this guy on about? This person is literally unhinged. They're literally just like lost touch with reality. This person is actually insane. Clinically insane. This person is genuinely unhinged, and I would be scared to know this person. If I knew this person in real life, I would genuinely be like, you need help, my guy. You need huge amounts of help. The transaction involves just tossing money at a company, and the child never even gets to see the dollar signs in his eyes to even register or fathom what just happened. What? You need to see the dollar signs in your eyes? Guys, if you don't see a dollar in your hand and then see it go, you can't understand money, guys. It's impossible to understand money unless a dollar is in your hand. This guy is like 100 or something, because I swear debit cards have been around for like 40 years. When you read something that's like pure nonsense, your gut instinct is to try and deny that it's like even valid, right? Your gut instinct is to deny that like, it's just like a few idiots. No one really thinks this way. And like, the world is sane. The truth is, while the forums is a very micro niche and a very small fraction of the player base ever go on it, it does represent a certain type of person and a certain type of thinking that does exist. Like, these are the people who leave Steam reviews, who leave YouTube comments, and like who go talk to their friends in these terms. Like that guy, if he ever, like the unhinged, what was his name, Nerf Headshots, he somewhere has friends that he sits down in a room with, I presume, but maybe not, considering the nature of how he spoke, but, and then talks to them about like, man, I remember when I had $1 when I wanted to buy things, and now I have to pay digital currency. Like, what? Also, it's like exploitative business practices have existed since like the dawn of time. Like, arcades were hella exploitative because like you put in a quarter or whatever, and the game was designed to be like giga hard, and then if you died, it was like there was the time thing, like quickly pay the next quarter now before the game, like give up 10 seconds, right? Like time pressure to make you quickly put your money back in, and otherwise it would send you all the way back to the start. You never owned the game, right? So talking about digital ownership, we've come back to that area recently in gaming. You never owned the game. So it's like there's been scummy shit since the beginning. Again, not to draw false equivalence, because I agree, in principle, gaming now is scummier than it was 20 years ago. Betty hopped on the crypto bandwagon? Probably. He does sound like... Again, there's like there's a pretty clear, like, train between, like, crypto bro, Elon Musk dick sucker, conspiracy theory, Donald Trump. Like, there's, like, a pretty clear pipeline of, like, a certain type of person who goes a certain type of way. Anyone else ever get the feeling? This sounds like a pop song from the 80s or something. I log on, play one game, and think to myself, logging on was a mistake, and quit the game because it's not fun. Yep, every time. This game is stealing pile of crap. But you felt like logging on to the forums? I sort of felt like this during the quicker play weekend. I did not enjoy the game with those changes, otherwise I never get this feeling. Nerf headshots is back. I get that a lot. Then I get on the love of my life, which is fat hamster with a hot Cheeto addiction, and just rage out against others. I seem to use this PvP game as a vent to express myself. Sadly, sometimes it only creates more issues. I am so worried about this guy. I am so genuinely, like, alarmed that this guy's gonna shoot up a mall or something. This is like peak American mental health crisis, and this guy should not have access to weaponry. This guy needs therapy, dude. He needs therapy so bad. So deeply bad.